G'day everyone, Reef from VerdaVap here, and in this video I'm going to be having a bit of a session and we're going to be just going through the VerdaVap stem and yeah, just sort of showing it off. Very exciting stuff. There's no real plan for the video, but just grab what you need and let's have a bit of a session and just relax. Get a coffee, get some water, make sure you're hydrated. Let's just chill out. So yeah, this is the stem. So I guess let's pull it all to bits. Still the joy of hanging out in the workshop is you can just bloody cannonball it straight onto the floor. Empty it out. Anyway, this is actually the VerdaVap 2.0 upper, like thermal chamber and vapor chamber portion as well on the stem here. Visually, they look like basically the same. The cap's a little bigger. The changes are on the inside to, get better performance. And you can see the finish on the cap is also different. Anyway, so let's open this guy up. Let's have a look here. So we have so this is the thermal chamber. This is where we fill the beads. We'll just go top down through it all here, eh? Why not? So you can see here that the beads are filled over the brim. Now in VerdaVap 1.5, if you overfilled the thermal chamber and screwed the cap on, now mind you here, this is actually lefty tighty, righty loosey. This is a reverse threaded cap. Anyway, so there's a gap above the top there, so you can fill the beads over the top. And basically with VerdaVap 1.5 is what happened is if you filled the beads over the brim and you could tighten it down, and then I don't know if you can really see, but the beads would some of them could sit up into these air holes, and then when you went to unscrew it, it kind of just compressed in and jammed and got stuck because the bead was actually up in the air hole, physically stopping it. So I added a gap above the thread so you can fill the beads over the brim and tighten it all the way down, and there's still, can you see in there, there's still a bit of an air gap in there. So that's one thing that's changed. I guess while we're here, sorry, fucking video just cancelled because of, I have no idea. Anyway, so what we have here in the thing here as well, you can see the threads go down and then there's a gap where there's no threads. So I have made that gap 3.5 mil now. So there's a bit of a gap. When you tighten the vapor chamber all the way down, now there's a gap above this point here to that screen, an air gap. So with VerdaVap 1.5, if you filled it to the brim and screwed the top down, it would press up against that screen and it would lead to, well, if you were running it hotter, then yeah, it could combust easier, basically, where now there's a larger air gap. Yeah, so that's another little change. I don't know if you can see here, but you can see there's a little divot in the vapor chamber there. Now that's a microdose thing, so you can set the filter can sit into that little slot there, and there's also a slot down the bottom, which is what I've got to put in now. Because if I'm doing microdoses, I mean, I can just put half the amount in and have it be down at the bottom here, further away from the thermal mass. But anyway, I thought I'd add that microdose ring in there because I know people do like it. Let's zoom back out here, a bee's dick, and pull it all to bits. So we've got this piece here. So this is the it's a let me just get it out and show you. It's dirty. But what it is it's stainless steel, and it just increases the air path. So when you use the device, the vapor just gets whipped around that, cools off a bit on that, and also whips the vapor out onto the outside of the cooling stem here, and it just increases the airflow and increases the cooling essentially. And also it can catch any bits and bobs that the filter might miss, like really fine stuff. It gets caught on that and won't get into your mouth. Yeah, and I guess we'll just take this off while we're at it when in Rome. So yeah, I don't really know what to say about this. Pretty cool. This is stabilized burl wood, a triple dyed stabilized burl. They're not all going to be fancy like this one, but I'm going to have kind of fancy options for if people want them, they can get this. But the standard ones are going to be, I'm sort of going to have these aren't finalized, and these aren't even finished. These aren't shined up or anything. But I'm going to have a lighter and a darker option as kind of the standard, and then there's going to be I'm going to do kind of small run burl fancy ones. If people want a nice fancy one, then that'll be an option. So this is the stem itself, the metal part. These are FKM O-rings, food grade, high temp, chemical resistant, the most appropriate O-rings for this application. They're better than the silicone O-rings. Yeah, they're just the best O-rings. And then the mouthpiece here. So you can see here that it sort of has a bit of a taper. So it's thinner here and gets a bit thicker up here. And the idea is that, well, the aesthetic of it was that it's sort of, the contour just flows up, you know what I mean? It's just starts small and just continues up. And this also fits into just your standard, if you want to, I mean, it's a little bit rocky in there, but it does fit, it's good. Yeah, if you want to run it through glass, you can do that as well. And the idea with the O-rings and the mouthpiece thing is that the inside stem here, the condenser part, can get hotter, obviously, and you don't want that to. Your lips are quite sensitive, so you don't want to have. Basically, the O-rings thermally isolate this piece from this piece. So when you put that in your mouth, you're not feeling the heat as much. That's the idea, and also so the you can see here the hole. Essentially what we want to do is, if you're running it portably, basically you can just adjust that airflow. You just misalign or align that hole with the metal on the inside. I'm not sure if the light's going to show it happening in there, but right now that's fully open, and then I'll close it off, and now that's fully closed off. So I'm going to open it up because I'm going to be running this portably. And let's just reassemble this guy. Again, so you just make sure that the wood and metal is aligned with the amount of airflow that you want, and then you just tighten the body down on it, and it bites it, Let's just seat that guy down in there. The filter is what holds the twisty airflow maximize piece, the helix. Just sort of locks it in place in there. All right, cool beans. Can't believe it's nearly Christmas, huh? Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Just fucking, I'm not pressing it down much, just sort of down a little bit. I'm not compressing it in or whatever. You want it to be a looser pack. All convection vaporizers, you kind of want to go with a looser pack over a more pressed in, because you're relying on that airflow. So if you compress it in, yeah, you're just not gonna, it's not gonna work as well. So, just building the heat up in here. Just back that off for a minute. Let's just have a bit of a sip on it. This is sort of how I go. This is my favorite part. Super thin vapor, but so flavorful. So good, so good. I'm so impressed. I'm so happy with this thing. This is something that I'm proud of. You know what I mean? Like it's. I'm happy with it. I really am. A bit more heat in there. So I kind of treat that as like a. Just give it another little touch up, and the vapor will be back on. Yeah, cheers. Fuck, I'm so happy with this thing. Seriously. I'm going away on holidays. And I'm like, I'm like, oh man, I'm thinking about when I come back from holidays. I'm like, shit, I'm like, when I get back, I'm going to be able to keep working on this, and like, you know, you guys are going to get your hands on this. I'm excited. Like, I'm excited for the holidays, fucking of course, but like, I'm not like dreading like coming back. I'm kind of like excited to come back, and I just want to see what you guys think about this thing. I'm really excited. I really am. I'm super excited. So, how I've been seshing with this thing lately is I low temp sipping it at the beginning. I sort of get the flavor out of it, get the best bit out of it, and and then towards the end, I'll add a decent amount more heat back into it, and then I'll pop it in the glass and kind of clear it through that. Sort of been what I've been doing. Man, like, it's just fun. It's just relaxing. I feel like I feel like that having time to sort of just sit down, you know what I mean, and just chill for a minute, like 10 minutes, like 15 minutes, you know, whatever. I feel like this like facilitates that, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of like like it's a time where I just like kind of collect myself and I'm like, all right, this is what I'm doing. This is what I've done. Just time to take a break, because I'm someone who can just get so caught up and just go, 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 you know? So, oh fuck it. I wasn't gonna, but I'm gonna. Hold up and just cover the camera for a sec. So, wasn't gonna, but I'm gonna. Just a quick peek. I'm gonna have another video on this in a few days, but this is the VerdaVap 2. This is what's coming. Poker built into the handle. Pretty fun. Anyway, that's enough of that. This video is about this. This has the VerdaVap 2 head on it though, as I mentioned earlier. I'm really happy with that, with the poker in the handle of that thing though. It's nice just to have. I don't use it all the time. Most of the time I just like blow it out. But sometimes if shit gets caught in there, it's nice just to have something there, you know, to poke in there if you need it. Yeah, I can taste it, that's. I can taste that that's getting there now. Anyway, guys, I just want to say, like, life can be pretty crazy sometimes. Yeah, so just fucking, I don't know, try to take the time to just sit down for a little bit per day. Just sit down and, because it's hard that, and this is, I'm kind of speaking to myself here, you know. Like, I am constantly running around doing shit, and it's just nice to take a little breather. And this, I mean, like the heating of it, it takes time. You're sitting here, it's a bit of a thing, you know. It kind of facilitates that, which is nice. It's nice. It's nice to just take some time. Anyway, guys, I want to say have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and yeah, next year's going to be a good year. I appreciate you all. I'm so happy with this stem, and I really think that you guys are genuinely going to really like it as well. Like I said, I'm proud of this thing. Like, we've come far in a year. This is the first year. This is the VerdaVap. This is the first this is VerdaVap prototype 1. This is the one that I made for me. This is literally made out of a stainless steel pill bottle, stuck into a bottle. This was a bit over a year ago. So we've gone from this to this, nearly at scale in a year. I mean, and this as well. Anyway, I'm rambling. Have a good one, guys. I really appreciate you all. Thank you. Have a good one.